Canada's shocking trade war border blockade. How does this affect you? Welcome back to Trend Watch Viral, where we bring you the most impactful developments shaping our world today. What we are about to share with you might sound unbelievable, but the evidence is clear. A full-scale trade war has erupted between the United States and Canada, and the consequences are reaching far beyond the border states. Imagine waking up to find that your grocery prices have doubled overnight. Picture fuel costs surging at every gas station across America. This isn't speculation, it's the harsh reality currently unfolding as Canada takes unprecedented steps that could impact everyday life for all Americans. Stay with us here at Trend Watch Viral, because later in this video, it will be revealed how this conflict could trigger an energy crisis that could send gas prices soaring in your neighborhood, and the shocking proposal from Trump's inner circle that has Canadian officials outraged. Is this the beginning of a full-scale trade war between the US and Canada? It sure seems like it. President Trump has signed an executive order imposing a 25% tariff on Canadian imports, targeting steel, aluminum, and various other industrial products. The stated justification? Protecting American industries from unfair competition and addressing drug smuggling across the northern border. Canada's response was swift and severe, a dollar-for-dollar approach, with 25% reciprocal tariffs on nearly $30 billion worth of U.S. goods. Beginning March 13, 2025, everything from fruit, juice, and wine to household goods, cosmetics, and paper products will face steep new tariffs. So, what does this mean for you? These aren't just abstract economic policies, they directly hit your wallet. These tariffs on Canadian goods mean higher prices for lumber, affecting home construction and renovation costs nationwide. That kitchen remodel you've been planning, you can expect to pay around 15 or 20% more. Appliances containing Canadian steel components will see price increases passed directly to consumers in stores across America. But we are just getting started. Canada is also targeting U.S. trucking. So why is British Columbia targeting U.S. trucks, and what does it mean for Alaska? Yes, the situation has taken yet another dramatic turn. British Columbia has announced what might be the most consequential retaliation yet. Canada Premier David Eby is set to introduce legislation that would allow the province to charge fees to U.S. commercial trucks driving through BC to reach Alaska. Why is this so significant? Because approximately 80% of all goods transported from the continental U.S. to Alaska must travel through the Alaska Highway, a 2,450-kilometer route running through British Columbia and the Yukon. To quote one USA resident that wishes to remain anonymous, "I think it's his demented way of going, oh, I can negotiate if I put tariffs on things, but I don't support it, and the people don't feel that way with each other. We notice the effects." If these fees on U.S. trucks that need to pass through Canada to reach Alaska are implemented, shipping costs will skyrocket with increased expenses that will be passed down to consumers. For Alaskans, this means dramatically higher prices for essentials like fresh vegetables, meat, and milk. But the impact extends far beyond Alaska. These transportation disruptions create a ripple effect through all the supply chains that reach the lower 48 states. Companies with operations in Alaska will face higher costs, which will in turn lead to price increases for all of their products and services nationwide. And there's more. Could the USA-Canada trade war also devastate the tourism industry? Alaska's tourism industry, a cornerstone of the state's economy, faces severe disruption as well. Most cruise ships traveling to Alaska must stop at Canadian ports before continuing their journey. With tensions escalating, Alaska's $2 billion tourism industry could face devastating losses. And that means that for Americans planning vacations, there will be fewer options and higher prices. This disruption to Alaskan tourism will redirect travelers to other destinations, creating overcrowding and price surges at alternative vacation spots across the U.S. That family trip to Yellowstone or the Florida beaches? Expect to pay premium rates as displaced Alaska-bound tourists flood other destinations. Now let's talk about energy. Yet another huge issue in this trade war. Will an energy crisis cause gas prices to skyrocket nationwide? This trade dispute has an energy dimension that could send shockwaves through the entire American economy. The United States imports over 4.3 million barrels of oil from Canada every day, representing 60% of all U.S. oil imports. If Canada follows through on suggestions to cut exports, the consequences would be immediate and severe. Gas prices could increase by 75 cents to $1.50 per gallon nationwide. Home heating costs could rise by 30 to 40% next winter, especially in the Midwest and Northeast. Every product requiring transportation would see price increases. U.S. refineries could face operational challenges, potentially leading to fuel shortages. Unlike oil from other regions, Canadian crude is uniquely suited for U.S. refineries. Switching to alternative sources would take years to implement, meaning Americans would face prolonged energy cost increases. Now to vital international relations. How is China taking advantage of this U.S.-Canada rift? As the U.S.-Canada relationship fractures, other global powers are capitalizing on the chaos. China has dramatically scaled back U.S. imports while strengthening trade ties with Canada and with the European Union. Since Washington hit Canadian oil imports with a 10% tariff, Ottawa found a new buyer in Beijing. Now, 50% of Canada's crude oil exports flow to China, shifting Beijing's long-term energy reliance away from the United States. For American consumers, this means electronics, clothing, and household goods will become more expensive as trade relationships fragment. American farmers are among the hardest hit. China, once a major buyer of U.S. agricultural products, has redirected its purchasing power to South American and European suppliers. For consumers across America, this could lead to initially lower prices for certain domestic products, but would be followed by long-term price increases as farms go out of business. And the shocking developments continue. Did Trump's advisors really propose absorbing Canada into the U.S.? In perhaps the most bizarre development, some of Trump's close advisors have proposed what they're calling a quote-unquote solution that has left Canadians outraged. Howard Lutnick, a Trump confidant, went on television with an astounding proposal. If we want economic unity, we should absorb Canada into the U.S. In other words, make Canada the 51st state? The Canadian Prime Minister immediately fired back, declaring that Canada is an independent nation and will not accept any form of coercion. This uncertainty directly impacts your retirement accounts, 401ks, and investment portfolios as stock markets react nervously to unpredictable policy shifts. Are these trade policies pushing the U.S. economy into a freefall? The domestic consequences of these trade policies are becoming impossible to ignore. The Dow Jones plunged over 330 points in a single morning as investors reacted to the escalating trade war. Rather than addressing the crisis, President Trump was seen on social media praising Elon Musk and hosting a PR event promoting Tesla. Meanwhile, the U.S. Department of Education announced a nearly 50% workforce reduction, raising serious concerns about education funding and support for vital programs, particularly those serving disabled students. For families with school-age children across America, this could mean reduced special education services, larger class sizes, and fewer resources for already strained public schools. And yes, believe it or not, we have yet another issue. Why are skilled American workers fleeing to Canada and Europe? Perhaps most alarming for America's long-term prospects is the exodus of talent now underway. Record numbers of American professionals are applying for citizenship in countries like Canada, Ireland, and Germany. This brain drain creates a secondary impact: reduced innovation, fewer high-paying jobs being created, and potentially slower economic growth. Medical breakthroughs and technological innovations that benefit all Americans could be delayed as talent leaves the country. So then, how could this trade war potentially reshape your daily life? As we continue to monitor this rapidly evolving situation, one thing is clear: The US-Canada trade war has far-reaching implications that extend well beyond tariffs and trade balances. While Alaska's economy stands as the canary in the coal mine, Americans in all 50 states will soon notice changes in their daily lives. From the prices you pay at the grocery store and the gas pump to the stability of your investments and the educational resources available to your children, this trade dispute will touch aspects of everyday life that many wouldn't expect. Once again, this is TrendWatch Viral, your trusted source of unbiased, politically neutral, objective breaking news. Here at TrendWatch Viral, we keep you informed, and we leave you to make up your own mind. And if you found this analysis informative, please subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so we can bring you more reports like these. Like, subscribe, and hit that bell. And please, leave a comment below, sharing if and how you are perhaps already seeing the effects of this trade war in your community. Okay, one last thing. For free access to a brain audio breakthrough recording that until recently was kept hidden from the general public by the rich and powerful, and which can help ordinary people like you and me, regardless of our current situation, to be able to start attracting wealth quickly, please send an email right away to info@trendwatchviral.com with attract wealth in the subject line before this recording is taken down.